Welcome on in to the delayed version of the NYMG podcast. For your host, Kevin Hurt and the Brian Sherrod. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man, you can't be oversleeping like that.
You know what? I'm horrible with that. I apologize. I remember when we were doing it from the studios and we had the 6 a.m. call times, and I wouldn't get there until 6:30. It's the diva in me. So
Man, I don't know what happened this morning, man.
Yeah, that's rare of you because you're up at like 2:30 to watch. It was WandaVision. So I don't even know how. I don't even know that you sleep. First of all, because I didn't know you do sleep. Because even when I got there, you're at 6 something in the morning or 5 in the morning or whatever. You're just all wide awake. You had your 8th cup of oatmeal already, and I'm sitting here. I just got my Dunkin' Donuts, just trying to be live that early. Listening to the infomercials on the way to
fish
so that was definitely using more on me. But thank you everybody for tuning in to NYMD podcast. We're here on YouTube streamer. Please follow us and subscribe. Of course, we're also on the social media, Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And of course, you can download the audio version of the show on Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you find podcasts, you will find NYMD podcast. So first and foremost, I would like to thank the stranger who found my phone yesterday.
Oh,
so yeah, I went biking yesterday, and because I haven't been biking in a while, and I went biking. I was up on the NCR trail. And I did a whole little loop. So I was like, okay. So my wife was with me, but she was walking. She was getting her walk on. So I was waiting for her, and I was like, okay, let me just go back and check on her. So I put my phone, I have a little bike holder, and I'm not going to say who made this one because it's in the garbage now. But, put the phone on, just took off, whatever, went to go see where she was down on the trail. So I saw her, I was like, okay, cool. So I did a U-turn. Did a little U-turn, came back to see if I could meet her. I looked down, my phone was gone. I was like, what in the... And I just took off. I took off. I sped past her, went down in the beginning of where I was, didn't see it, and just biked all the way back down again to where I was. She looked at me, she said, what's wrong? I was like, I can't find my phone. My phone fell off somewhere. And I don't know if you've ever been on the NCR trail, but it's a trail in the woods, basically. So luckily, all the stuff hasn't grown back in. So it's the little path, which is narrow for biking people, honestly, but it's still a path that works. And just foliage and wood stuff on the side.
Okay.
And I would bike back down, didn't see it, came back inside to walk back with the bike. So I'm walking back, holding the bike, not holding it, carrying it, but just rolling it. And just looking through everything shiny I would see on the side. I could not find it. Could not find it. So in my head now, I'm thinking, I got to tell her I lost my phone. We got to go get another phone. I got all my stuff on the phone. The pictures, Soapy's pictures, brand, everything that's important, is on the phone. I'm in my head. I'm like, I got to be calm. I can deal with this. I can handle this. I'll be okay. So I'm in a whole nother world, right? So I'm going back to the beginning of the trail because that's where I left Marty. I saw she wasn't there. So I'm like, I gave her the car keys. So I'm like, she's probably in the car, and I gotta go and say I don't know where my phone is. So I'm walking my bike up, and I see this guy walking down. I didn't even recognize who he was. I had my head down and heard Kevin. I was like, what? It was a contributor to the show. A friend of yours, friend of mine, Dan, who was there. I was like, what are you? And this is like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm just going for a walk. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, out here? I was like, why would you just drive up here or whatever? And I was like, whatever. I was like, And I was just thinking he was just there. My brain was on. I lost my phone.
Right.
I was like, did you see Murdy? He's like, no, I didn't see Murdy. I was like, okay. I was like, and I saw her up the hill, and I was like, all right, come on. I was like, say hi to Murdy, whatever. So I was like, Murdy. I was like, I saw Dan, and she's over there. She's like, yeah, I know. And then I saw her hand, and I saw she had her phone in her hand, but then I saw a little phone. I was like, is that my phone? So she got my phone, but what happened was someone found my phone, picked it up, asked Siri to dial the last number.
Oh.
The last number on there was Dan's.
Oh.
So they called. Dan picked up. Was like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "Yeah, somebody lost their phone. Do you know the person?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Yeah, I'll come get it." So he left where he was to come up to the trail to get the phone from a person. At the time, Murdy was calling the phone. So he met Murdy, gave her the phone. Then he said, "Hey, I'm going to walk down the hill and see Kevin's reaction." But and all that said, I have my phone.
Yeah.
And man, oh man. So thank you to the oh yes, I forgot. Thank you. As Daggy joins us here, I had to put my cookies back on the shelf at the store to get your phone. You owe me Chips Ahoy cookies. Oh. Is it the regular chocolate chip? Like, is it the which ones were they? But oh man, dude. I mean, I'm just glad that there's kindness and good people still around. It's crazy because not saying I don't know if it was supposedly two. I think Dan said it was like a guy and his girlfriend or something. But when I'm ever up on the trail, people are always helpful. The couple times when my bike broke down up there, like, hey, you need help, you need anything, people always seem to be looking out for you up there. It's like a different vibe when you're out doing something that other people are doing. And you say hello to people. I'm a New Yorker, so I don't say hello to anybody, but I'll say hello to people, walking up on a trail if I can. But just, oh man, dude, I was, I can't even express the amount of relief, from that, and I don't even know. Yeah, but yeah, Dan, thanks to good old Daggy going, I'll get you 2 bags of Chips Ahoy. For that, because he threw me. He's just walking down. I'm like, and I saw him, but I totally threw him. I saw through him until he said Kevin. I was like, that's Dan. I was just thinking about how can I explain to my wife I lost my phone.
Oh yeah,
that was the only thing that was in my brain, man. And I was just like, and thinking, I gotta call. I gotta get this disconnected. I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta have this turned off. And if somebody got my phone, and I think I probably slept with it. It's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future, and it's definitely not going on in front of my bike anymore. So that's another thing. I'm definitely not carrying.
So, yeah, where was it? It was in front of you.
I have a little holder which I've never had issues with. Mm-hmm. So on the front of the bike, so you put it on there because I do it to track how far I go, how fast I'm going. Just a little metric. So just, how, if I'm improving the speed, the trail that I'm on, so I keep track of what trails I go to, things like that. So I put it on there so it kind of leads the way on the front of the bike. But yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not. Nope. That it never fell off before. And I just happened to look down and it was gone, dude. The feeling of fright and horror, and I don't lose things. Like, I've never lost my wallet. I usually leave it at home. But there's never a time I lost something to where, and that wasn't in the house. To me, if you lose something and it's in the house, we haven't really lost it. Like, just someplace out in Neverland. You know what I mean? So just that feeling of being in the middle of this forest and my phone's gone. Oh, OMG.
The only time I've lost my phone, and I'll make this quick, was one winter where it snowed a lot. I can't remember what winter it was, but it was a huge snow. It snowed 6, 7, 8 inches, whatever. Lost my phone, had no idea where it was. The snow melts. The phone is in my front lawn.
Are you serious?
And it still worked
What?
It's still so that phone was lost for like maybe a couple weeks. The snow melts. I see it in the grass. Somehow it still worked. I have no idea.
Put it in rice and anything?
Huh? I guess it was like Captain America. I guess the ice preserved it or something. I don't know. But
Yeah, we'll get into that later on today.
But anyway, yeah, man. Well, great, man. That's an awesome story, man. I'm so glad you found that joint.
Dude, I'm glad it found me. I'm glad it found everybody else.
That was a good one, Dan. That was
yeah. I owe you some Chips Ahoy, man.
All right, man. Well,
let's get into these sports topics since we got that long story out the way.
Yeah, man. And we're gonna start with the NFL.
Okay.
And we're just gonna roll with it, man. My first question to you is this, man. Are the Dolphins the most relevant team in the NFL right now, man?
What? That's the question?
Yes, sir.
Are they the most relevant team
in the NFL right now? Yes, sir.
No.
No. Are you kidding me? After what they just pulled off on Friday?
Yeah, well, I want you to break that down, but I don't know about the most relevant team in the National Football. Think that's kind of a stretch there, but break down exactly.
Right now. That was the question. Right currently.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
dude, what did all right? First, let's break this down. We got to give the Dolphins some props, man, because what they pulled off yesterday was just brilliant. It was genius, man. Okay, and first of all, they have somehow managed.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, what? Did I miss something?
Yes. The answer to your question from the Dolphins fan is no.
No? Are you kidding me?
No, he's not kidding you because that's the right answer. But go ahead, break down.
That's the right answer.
That's
as of March, what's the day? 28th. What was the most relevant team in football?
2021.
Right, they're the most relevant team in football right now because, man, they truly hold a lot of the keys right now, man. They turned Laramie Tunsil, who was a good but not great,
years ago. I said, yeah, this was years ago. So I don't want. So people who don't know, Larry Tunsil was a draft pick from years ago. So I don't want anybody to get in. But it started the domino effect till now. So I know where you're going to, but I think just in context, so people know that Larry Tunsil was someone that they drafted. It wasn't this year or last year. It was a couple years ago. But go ahead.
Yeah, this was the 2018 draft? 2017 draft, I believe. I was at this draft, and I actually thought the Ravens were rumored to take Laramie Tunsil. Then the Bong video comes out. He starts slipping in the draft.
In context, the dude was wearing a gas mask while he was smoking pot.
Yes. And this was
his draft stock dropped.
Yeah, and this like broke out like maybe 20 minutes, a half hour before the draft. I mean, pure sabotage, man. I mean, messed up. So his stock was just lessened and lessened. The Ravens passed on him, and I know they were going to take. I'm pretty sure they were going to take him because they chose Ronnie Stanley instead, who was turned into a Pro Bowl tackle. Anyway, long story short, the Dolphins drafted him. Okay. Had some good years in Dolphins land, but you know what? Your boy, everybody's favorite coach, Bill O'Brien, they are so desperate to protect Deshaun Watson. They trade 2 number ones for Laramie Tunsil. Okay. Wound up getting Houston's number 3. Miami then trades the number 3 pick to San Fran. They swap picks. They move down to number 12. They get a 2022 and a 2023 first round draft pick. So essentially, this dude netted them. And a third. So this dude netted them four number 1 picks and a third round draft pick. That's crazy for Laramie Tunsil, who's a good player, not a great player, but he's a good player. Okay. The Dolphins wound up trading the 2021. I don't know if it was theirs or San Fran's. I still don't know whose pick they traded, but they traded. Next year is one of their number 1 picks, moved up 6 spots in the draft. So they're now at number 6. So essentially they went from 3 to 6. They gained the 2023 first round draft pick and the 2021 third round draft pick. The reason why this is so good is because last year the Dolphins drafted Tua who they see as their quarterback of the future. They had 2 number ones this year. They would have had 2 number ones next year, and they would have had 2 number ones in 2023. So they have their quarterback of the future. Now they're going to use these picks, in my opinion, they're going to use these picks to give Tua some weapons. The Dolphins need offensive firepower. I believe they traded up to number 6 because they either want Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jeremy Waddle, or Devontae Smith. They wanted to get a pass catcher, in my opinion, with that number 6 pick. I think they may wind up getting Jamar Chase. But they're going to get the pass catcher that they want. And I predict that at 18, and man, I hope the Dolphins do this. I don't care what anybody says. The Dolphins need a running back. They need a running back for like the last 2-3 years. I think that if the Ravens didn't pick J.K. Dobbins last year at 55, right in front of Miami, I think Miami was going to take J.K. Dobbins. They passed on DeAndre Swift early in the draft last year. I think they took like 2 offensive tackles and a quarterback before they picked running back. I was shocked because I just knew. I remember us talking on the podcast, man, the Dolphins need a running back. Yo, they're sitting there at 18. If Najee Harris is there at 18, I don't think they should pass him up, man. I don't think they should pass him up. So my prediction is that the Dolphins are going to pick Jamar Chase and Najee Harris, man. Start giving Tua some weapons. They could really start building around him, and they still got picks. I think they have like a couple 2s or 3s this year. Maybe they don't. I forget. But they're setting themselves up to be really, really good, man. And if Tua pans out, I mean, you still have 4 more years of this guy under a rookie contract. Their defense is solid. You know, they build around the defense a little bit more. But I'm not a Dolph fan or anything. But if I were, I'd be pretty excited. I would be. And I think what they did was just really smart. I think they're using their draft capital wisely. You know what I'm saying? I think they're being really, really smart right now.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree about the trades that they made. Still relevant. I don't know about I mean, I get what your question is. But this is good for them. I think Tua's going to be good. They do, like you said, weapons or something that's in short supply down there. I know they signed Will Fuller as a free agent to help the wide receiver core. But again, Fuller's only as good as his hamstring holds up. And, you know, if you get somebody like a Pitts, you know, who will be a matchup nightmare. So they need to go all in. They're a good team. I feel like they have a good coach, a good general manager. And I feel like that their future is bright, and I think they could do some things. And I think that AFC East is just going to be a battle, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. Now, just so you know, when I mean relevant, maybe I should have changed the question. They're relevant in the sense that right now they're probably one of the most talked about teams in football right now, simply because of the moves they made.
Oh yeah. And that's in a good way, not a bad way.
Right.
That's good. You know, so. What they've done, but just think about what they've done to become competitive, what they've done to become a good team. You know, so again, this is a Dolphins team that wasn't that good a couple of years ago, and they just start building. And shout out to Warren Sharp for the contribution. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. That's
how it started going, how it is now. I mean, first of all, I don't know what's more ingenious. The fact that you have DuckTales on there, which of course we love DuckTales.
Yes.
Or the fact that, I don't know, this wasn't around when I was in college. The fact that he was smoking with a gas mask. Like, that's just wow. But yeah, like you said, they came out literally moments before the draft started, dude.
Yeah.
Like, usually when people have stuff, it's a week before, 2 weeks, a month. Literally, the day the draft starts, an hour, if that, before the draft, this video drops, yo.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So.
That was crazy.
But, you know, again, I like my whole question is, which should have been the second question, does this help tailgating in Miami? And if that's the case, then I'm there. As soon as we can be there, well, it's Florida, so anybody can be there.
Yeah.
But
they're already tailgating, but that's a whole
yes, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, but I'm there. Anything if the Dolphins, I just don't want the Dolphins to be so good that we can't get there tailgate. I guess that'll just ruin the whole experience.
Now, my question to you, Hurt, is what are the Niners doing? What
they're getting the quarterback.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on for a second. I didn't see this. Depending on how the draft goes before they pick, they could trade back to 8 or 9 if QBs become a hot commodity. I would like Pitt to 6. Kitty Pay. Okay.
Okay. You want a DN from Michigan? I don't know how. I think they had a pretty good defense. I don't know if they lost any. I know they lost Van Noy, or they released Van Noy in free agency. So, like you said, they do. Their running game is lackluster, and I think Tua needs a running game. And if you can get a Najee Harris, a teammate of Tua's, and back there, I think that's only going to help him.
So here's my thought about trading back down. When you trade up to 6, you're already in position to get who you want. I don't think you will want to trade back down because then that puts you that allows another team to get ahead of you if they want to trade up. So if I'm the Dolphins, I'm just staying at 6. Like you don't want to play with fire. I mean, you got a first round draft pick.
Yeah, there's so much of like trading down that you would want to do.
Yeah, it's like you're already in the perfect position.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you netted some good gains from it. I don't think in my opinion, I just don't think you play with fire.
Yeah, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, let's get your guy and go.
Yeah. But getting back to the 49ers, I'm thinking they want Trey Lance. Because my thing is, you move up to 3, you trade 2 number 1s. To me, that smells like a quarterback to me.
Oh, dude, if you don't take a quarterback after doing that, something's wrong with you.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Hurt, because he recently had a pro day. I'm thinking maybe they had some people there. Yep. Maybe he really impressed at his pro day, and they were like, look, this is our guy. And you know what, Kyle Shanahan, man, y'all had him. He has a system, and he feels like he could put, if I could just fit a certain quarterback in my system, it's going to blow up. That's why.
And a healthy one.
Yeah.
Someone that he could probably groom. Garoppolo, I'm surprised he wasn't traded, but maybe he's going to be available sooner or later.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was traded because of his number, probably his cap number, and you have to getting something back and finding a willing partner to take on that money. And now, mind you, his QB cap number is not as big as some others, but when you put in you consider the injury factor and all the other stuff, maybe that was a factor. But I actually think this works out good because think about it. You could probably hold on to him for another year. And if you want to draft like a Justin Fields or Trey Lance, this is a perfect year for them to sit behind
those guys. And those guys aren't ready.
Yeah.
So they would need, especially a Trey Lance. I just think, and not due to the Division I bowl championship playoff subdivision that he came from in North Dakota State. I just think that he's just still the amount of reps that he's had. I think it's good that he would actually just start on the bench and learn.
Yeah. So real quick, tweet of the week. I already showed you one. I want to show you a couple more. Okay. So was it the Laramie Tunzel tweet? Was it this one?
QB1.
Chicago Bears tweeted out QB1 with Andy Dalton. Was that the tweet of the week, Kurt? Or was this the tweet of the week?
The Bears watching teams wheeling down the top 10 of the draft. Well, since it involves SpongeBob, no, it's not. The tweet of the week has to go to Scrooge McDuck, man. That joint, because again, the Dolphins did a great job doing what they're doing. I know people in Chicago were going to get Russell Wilson. They were going to get basically every hot quarterback out there. And they got the red water pistol. So, hey, but it is what it is at this point. Again, that's a team in the East, and in the NFC. So the weaker they are, I'm fine with that. Let them have the red water pistol.
Okay. All right. I have a question for you, Hurt. This
Okay.
one may hurt a little bit, but I'm
All right. Please don't let it be about. Go ahead.
I got to know your thoughts on this.
I mean, that doesn't hurt me. I mean, if you said in football, then yes, I'd break down right here in front of everybody. It could be. It could be. It seems like they haven't signed an extension yet. I think he has like a year or two left on his current contract. But for some reason, I do not see him finishing his career.
Yeah, and didn't he come out this week and said he wanted like certain assurances that that he would, be their starter pretty much.
Starter, and are you going to build a team again? This is a team that went to the another championship game. They played at home. I know they lost to the eventual Super Bowl championship winners. I know he has some weapons, but their first round pick was a backup. I'm sorry, a third string quarterback basically for this year. And I know you want to see it for the future, and I get that in a certain way. But if you look at the team, but I don't know how many teams who played in the NFC Championship game the year before, the very next year, draft a backup quarterback. Like you literally were in the NFC Championship game. The defense of the other team destroyed you. That's the only reason that you couldn't do anything because their defense was so good and you couldn't stop the other team from running the ball. So if anything, you should draft a defensive tackle or something. When you drive, you go when you decide to get a quarterback. And the guy that you have is so good that he won MVP. And you don't want to give him more? And that's probably one of the reasons why Tom left New England. Because it's like, listen, there's a bunch of yous and me's out there. But he had to go down there and, he's got the Godwins. He's got the Evans. He's got Gronk came back, Howard. They had like 17 running backs. They signed your boy Brown. They had all these people that they added to give him more. They don't take away weapons from Russ out there in
Seattle.
Yeah, well, Russ and Seattle. Well, they do from Russ and Seattle. Sorry, I meant to say oh God, daggone it, what's his name? I'm about to say Jake from State Farm. The guy from Kansas City.
Oh, Pat Mahomes?
Thank you. They don't take away weapons from Pat Mahomes. They give him more weapons. How can we make his job easier?
Right.
And that's what you need to do for Aaron. So I know if I'm Aaron, it's like, are y'all going to go out and do something stupid again? Or are you going to sit there and give me more things to go out there and dominate with? So if I was him and at this stage of my career, I would want to know as well. Because it's like you want to deal with the future, but the future of the team is that guy? I don't know. So, yeah, if I was him, I'd do the same thing. So he's not going to – this may be his last year with the Packers, which is fine.
Yeah, man.
We're set up. He can always come to Washington. Fitzpatrick ain't going to be there but a year. So feel free. It's a nice place. You and your fiance come down. Listen, we don't need a name. We're good. We could be the Washington Football Rodgers, whatever you want.
Speaking of which, I'm glad you mentioned Washington. Sounds like they may stick with the football team, man, as their name. Are you okay with that? Or
listen, I don't need a name. I like the Washington football. I like WFT. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I'm cool with it.
Does it have like a soccer like feel to it?
Well, I guess the initials. I like just WFT. Sounds cool because it's so close to WTF.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we could, and I think some of the fans are okay with it. Why not be different?
Yeah.
Besides different as in not off the field with Dan Snyder's stupidity. And speaking of which, people were joking like, because due to the recent Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut, we got the other Snyder cut.
Yeah, that was
a good version of it. Yeah,
my next question.
And I know he's buying more control of the team. If he stays out of the way and out of the news for a year, I think the team could prosper. We got good leadership. I don't know how we won last year. Next year, people were like, "Oh, is the team going to win a division?" It hasn't been a repeat winner in that division in 17 years. So it's hard to win that division in back-to-back years. So I'm going to say no. We probably won't win it because it's been 17 years since we had back-to-back people. But I think we're going to be competitive, and I think we're going to be a really good team.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's weird. It's crazy. Like, I'm all in on it. Not all in, but I'm really not excited. But I really think the Dolphins are on the right track. And, I think the Redskins going to be – the football team is going to be dangerous this year, man.
Yeah, dangerous, but we're not winning the division. We can't be.
I think you are going to win the division, man. I like Fitzpatrick. I like Fitzmagic. And then it occurred to me, look at all these weapons, man, surrounding Fitz. You got Antonio Gibson. You got
Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel. You got Terry McLaurin. You got Logan Thomas, yo. Like, he's got, he loves to chuck that ball up, man. And y'all got people who can catch that ball.
Yeah, that's the problem. He does. Yeah, it could be a 4-touchdown day on a good side. It could be a 4-touchdown day on a bad side when he's out there. So,
yeah, but if you have a competent offense to go along with your defense,
our defense has been extraordinary. So,
I think the football team might be all right, Joe. Yeah,
we'll see. It as Dan said, it'd probably be fun to watch. At least we'll score some points because last year we were struggling. With all the different quarterbacks and Dwayne Haskins being sorry as Dwayne Haskins could be. But we'll see. Again, I know people. I was watching something on one of the networks. I don't know if it was NFL Network or ESPN about who's going to win the division NFC East next year. And the answer is not Washington to me because again, winning that division back to back has not happened in so long. I'm not the type of person to be like, well, yeah, we're going to do that. Dak comes back healthy. You got to think they have the most talent in that division. Not sure if they had the best head coach or the best general manager, but, they have probably the most solidified talent. If Danny Dimes can actually throw some dimes, if Saquon comes back healthy, Galladay's healthy, they have a dangerous team too. So, and who knows what Philly's going to do. So, Philly's always a wild card. That whole division's always a wild card. So, we'll see. But I think the NFL season next year is going to have some ups and downs as far as who's going to win divisions and who's going places. And I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we're done with football. All right.
Really? Wait. Where's the Sammy Watkins question? That's not on there? No. All right. So my question, one of my Brian question is, how excited are you for Sammy Watkins? He's a former Super Bowl champ coming over to be more. What you got for me?
I did not want Sammy Watkins, man.
I think you're more excited about what the Dolphins done. But you're saying salary cap issues, right?
Huh?
Salary cap issues?
What the Ravens?
But why you couldn't really sign, get people?
No, the Ravens don't really have okay, going into the offseason, the Ravens had about 20, they were 27 million under the cap. So it's not like with Pittsburgh or New Orleans, these crazy cap numbers. No, we were fine. The problem was we had 5 defensive linemen that were free agents, so we had to sign like 2 or 3 of them back. We signed 3 of them back, I think. We signed the offensive lineman. It's crazy. The Ravens actually kind of set off free agency when they signed Kevin Zeitler. I was like, all right, cool. We're off to a good start. But I guess I'm disappointed because T.Y. turned us down. Juju turned us down.
Well, they went back home, too.
Yeah. But the Juju thing kind of burns me because not to say that he would have been the answer and not to say that he's a number one, but we would have taken him from a division rival.
Yeah.
And I think he would have fit our system well. And I feel like they didn't do enough to just seal the deal on that one. Yeah, they offered him more, but I think they could have did a little bit more to kind of sweeten the pot. So with that being said, we signed Sammy Watkins, but I will say I just don't like it because Sammy Watkins, when he's healthy, he's fine. He's great. But when he's healthy, that's the big if. But I will say this, and I was listening to like a podcast or something, and somebody broke it down like this, and after I heard this, all right, this makes me feel a little bit better. But for the past 2 years, the Ravens have paid Willie Snead $6 million. We got Sammy Watkins on a 1-year deal for $5 million. So we've essentially replaced Willie Snead with Sammy Watkins, who has been more productive than Willie Snead for the past couple of years. So when I look at it like that, okay, all right, it's okay, it's fine. But the Ravens have got to draft a receiver.
They have to. Yes.
Please. There are plenty of receivers available, man.
Oh, it's a wide receiver draft. You need to get like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's been like that for the past couple years, and the Ravens. No, Sammy Watkins does not excite me. That's whatever. But like I said, it's for $5 million. Whatever. And because it's a 1-year contract, he has more of an incentive to stay healthy and be on the field because he's playing for his next contract. And one other positive, I didn't realize he was only 27 years old. So
yeah, it seems like he's been playing for a minute. Right?
When should they draft? Yeah, when should they draft receiver? Well, that's a tough one, Dan, because the Ravens desperately need a pass rusher.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So those are the top 2 priorities. So it's like
you got number 27?
24, 27, something like that.
You need to pay. I mean, in that division, Chase. Well, Ben's not too hard to chase, but I mean, I don't even know if the Cincy quarterback's going to be back, and you got to just chase, your boy up in Cleveland. So, I mean, you still need one anyway, but I feel like you need to help get your quarterback to score more points and hurt. The thing is, if you can keep the ball and drive down the field, but you have more weapons for him, I think this is going to help. I really think they need to grab a wide receiver. They can get defensive help down the line. Just I wouldn't chance it. You know what I mean? Like, let's go grab the best wide receiver on the board right there at 27. I don't know if you guys got a 2nd round pick. You can use that on some. Yeah. You can draft the next 4 defensive linemen after that. But you need the next top wide receiver and not wait. To me,
I don't know if he's going to last to 24 or wherever we pick, but I want the Ravens to draft Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. That's who I want them to draft. With their 1st round pick.
Gotcha.
That's who I want. I think he would be just what the doctor ordered for Lamar. What do you think about that?
Listen, I just feel like the more weapons he has, the better quarterback he's going to be. The better quarterback he is, the better the team is, the organization. I know you need, I believe, pass rusher. It's like offensive tackle, quarterback, and someone to get to the quarterback are the most prestigious. Not prestigious. You know what I mean? Necessary positions. Because look what happened with us. We didn't even really have a quarterback.
Wait a minute. This is a little off topic. Is that a K behind you?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty slick. Look at that. All right.
Yeah, that's. Don't ask me where I got that from. But I had it working. I took it home. I'm like, I'll just put it in the background somewhere.
I just know
the whole background soon. But yeah, I was like, I just put my K over there. So
that's cool, man.
That's funny that you know. He was like, I was like, what are you about to get to? Because I saw you looking. I'm like, why are you looking like that? No, but yeah, no, that is perfectly. I think that's a perfect person for him. I just think that they need to. That's where they need to go. And like I said, Bateman's a good receiver. Even if they have, again, it's going to be a wide receiver heavy. There's a lot of good wide receivers out there. Tylan Wallace from Oklahoma State. I like Nico Collins from Michigan, but again, Waddle, Smith, all of those top, Jamar Chase are the top ones that are come out the board. But there's a lot of good ones after that. But to me, you need that for him.
Yeah. And I want a bigger receiver. That's why I like Bateman.
Yeah.
So,
You need a big physical, unlike the one you had there that, wants to play someplace else. So, Mr. 88. So,
don't get me started with that.
Well, I'm glad you don't like him either, so it makes me happy. All right, what we got next?
All right, man. So where you want to go? Where you want to go? You want to go baseball? What?
NBA.
All right, NBA. Okay. Well, first we'll start off with this because I really want to know.
I want to know.
Was this the quote of the week, Hurt? I think I'm the best defender to ever play in the NBA. I stand by that. I put myself up against anyone.
No, that was not the quote of the week. The quote of the week was the answer to the question. Oh, it was the answer to that the Nets have another Rouser spot open. And because they signed DeMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so put it in context a little bit, and then did he get released?
He got bought out.
Bought out.
Yeah, in San Antonio. So he could have went anywhere, and he decided to go to the Nets.
Okay.
So I forgot who it was. I wish I could have found it. I'm not good with the whole technology on the computer thing. But it was somebody said they have DeMarcus Aldridge. They signed Blake Griffin. KD's not even healthy. He's out. You got Kyrie. James Harden basically is playing like he wants to be MVP of the league. You have all this. You sign Aldridge, then you got a roster spot left. So somebody's like, who are they going to sign next? Thanos? There was a time I remember when LeBron went to Miami and people were upset, right? Because he went, because no one wanted to go to Cleveland. It's number one. But he went there. They got Dwayne. It was Dwayne Wade's. This is where Dwayne Wade was playing. So D Wade, they got him, and they got guy from Toronto. What's his name?
Chris Bosh.
Thank you, Chris Bosh, Georgia Tech. Chris Bosh. Yes, thank you. Then I got Chris Bosh, who was one of the best big men at the time, who totally changed his game. And people are like, oh, big three. They had a big three in Boston. And every other place they try to bring more people together. This is like I would say I'm more upset. The reason they brought Kevin Durant to Golden State was because of LeBron, right? Even though that season they went 72-10 or whatever they did. They brought in Kevin Durant that next season to try to help them get past LeBron. And that team was just ridiculous.
Right.
They were ridiculous. And the only reason they lost in the finals to Toronto is because KD got hurt. And they were out. And that team was just loaded full of ridiculousness. This is what the Nets are. What the hell? I'm just so like this. And the dude's a free agent. You could go wherever you want to go. I know you can say he's played his whole career. He was in Portland. He played in San Antonio. He hasn't even been like a number one seed. I will not begrudge someone to go to a team where you can possibly win a ring, right? I know it's your career. Listen, will you have more respect if you went to, the Timberwolves? You know what I mean? Like, well, he took more money. No, you take less money and go to a championship contender. So I don't have any issue with LaMarcus going there. This is just ridiculous. Like, I don't even want to see this team play. I feel like everything's almost LeBron's hurt. And there was a lot of trades I was excited for this week. You know what I mean? I was excited for Rondo to go to the Clippers because he's definitely going to help them, hopefully, for the first time ever, get to a championship game in the Western Conference and maybe further. The Lakers are just all banged up, even though they can still sign Andre Drummond, who's still a free agent. So he could join the team. The Lakers don't have enough pieces to repeat. They don't. So it'd be up to the people in the West. I mean, Utah's got a good team, but we'll see. The Clippers, and over in the East, if Philly could stay relevant, but the Nets have the universe at this point. And it's in like, well, I know Steve. There you go. So Stephen A. saying they're stealing a championship. I mean, it's allowed. It's basketball, but this is just not even fun. It's not even fun to watch right now. I feel like every other regular season game at this point is not going to matter. You know, like what's not even when Blake Griffin signed, because like it's Blake Griffin, right?
Yeah.
But LaMarcus, like he gets buckets. KD, he's healthy. That team has no weaknesses, no holes, no anything.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun to watch, except to root against them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Philadelphia fan. I'm not the city, the cheesesteaks, nothing. The Flyers, the Phillies, the Eagles, like nothing in that city. But if they're playing the Nets, I got to root Philadelphia.
Wow. Whoa. Can you repeat that, please?
If they're playing the Nets, because remember, I'm a Knicks fan. They're playing the Nets, I got to root for Philadelphia.
Wow.
But why would you root for KD, for Kyrie, for James Harden? That's just too much anyway. Like somebody said, like who are they going to sign next? Thanos? It makes no sense.
Yeah, but watch they do all this and they still not win.
I hope, and again, I will. That's the only time I'm going to care is in the playoffs.
Yeah,
after the first round, because I'm sure they'll get past that. I will be rooting for their demise from there on out. Because all these Nets fans are a little bit too happy. I know they're in Brooklyn. I know Biggie would be happy, but they're still a New Jersey Net team for me. Sorry, they will always be New Jersey. So,
okay. Well, you answered my other question I had for you. What do you think of the NBA trades? Sorry. What's going on? Okay,
no, that was me. I kept taking it away. I was trying to.
Oh, okay. So here's a question I have for you: how did Kyle Lowry not get traded? Dude, he has.
I think Drake had a lot to do with it. Probably.
Huh?
I think Drake had a lot. The Raptors ambassador probably called the team and said, "Hey, when you guys come back home to Toronto, we need the face of the team back." No, I'm just making that up.
I thought stand-ins didn't have lines, man.
Say again?
I thought stand-ins didn't have lines. I thought they weren't supposed to talk.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why that commercial gets me every single time, but it just still gets me. And just the part of everybody standing is funny.
Oh,
but Drake sitting there just put an apple and trying to do it. And I'm sure that was improvised.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you have your double, Drake from State Farm. I just think that is just good. I mean, they could get. I think they should have traded him and got something for him, but maybe they're just looking like, you know what? When we go back to Toronto, we're going to need him, and maybe just in the long term, we're not going to. The reason that they're not even in their own stadium. They're not even their own country at this point. And, they're playing in Tampa Bay. It's not the same. They're not doing well at all. But so they look like when we go back home, we have all these guys. It's going to be better. We're not going to freak out and just start getting rid of commodities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the 18-27 right now. They're below the Bulls and Pacers. For Miami's got the 8th seed currently. And it probably won't make the playoffs. They're still better than the Wizards. But, if I was them, just hold tight until you get back home, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
At this point, all I'm excited about is the Knicks are in a 5th playoff spot. So,
yeah, man.
That's the only thing that I got going so far.
All right.
And LeBron's hurt, so I don't even want to.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Yeah, it's weird, man. NBA, I just don't really get excited until the playoffs, man.
Yeah, no, but that's understandable, especially with no fans being there. It's tough.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it because it was in the bubble, and all the games were on early. So I was so excited that every game was like, there was no game past 10. You know what I'm saying? All the games would come on early. I'm like, I'm cool with this. Now all those West Coast games, it's like, a good matchup between them. Like, I ain't staying up.
Yeah.
Right, what you got?
All right, man. Let's move on to baseball.
No. What? We stay in basketball. I thought we had the NCAA tournament coming up.
All right, well, here we go.
No tourney. Well, we'll stay in basketball. Let's do basketball. I mean, it's March Madness.
That's cool. And my question for you is, are you still enjoying March Madness, sir?
Oh, of course. Listen, and both women's and men's. That the game yesterday between Baylor and Michigan went into overtime. It was a really good game, and the winner of that was going to go on to lose to Connecticut in the next round. But it was good. It was a good game. You know, Loyola of Chicago, of course, getting as far, losing to Oregon State, going to an Elite Eight for the first time. I still get excited about those things. I still love watching college basketball, even the teams you don't know. I don't know these teams, but just the stories. That's why I always love how they get into the stories of these players you never even knew. And it started long time ago. Just even with Loyola Marymount and the Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball. There's a story with these teams. It doesn't always have to be tragic, but there's a head coach may have done something, lost somebody, or this kid went from some kind of adversity to come up and be, a team captain to like a leading scorer. All these teams have a story, and the only time you hear about it is unless you're from that school or you grew up near there, is during March Madness. So I just love hearing the stories and seeing the games.
Yeah, confession. So once Maryland got trounced by Alabama, I
checked out.
Yeah, I checked out. I don't even know. I watched a little bit of I can't even remember who I was watching yesterday. I can't even remember. Who won? Did Oral Roberts win yesterday?
Oral Roberts lost to Arkansas.
Darn it!
Arkansas came back to win that game.
They were up at halftime too. All right. So who else won, man? I'm totally out the loop.
I was mostly watching the women yesterday, and I was out most of the day as well. So I didn't, because today is the day I'm going to watch because Florida State plays Michigan.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's honestly that's the game I care about the most.
Yeah. Really.
Baylor beat Villanova yesterday. Arkansas.
That's the game I watched. Yeah.
Houston beat Syracuse. And Oregon State beat Loyola Chicago. So today the schedule is Creighton faces Gonzaga. We got, of course, Florida State, Michigan, UCLA, Alabama, and Oregon and USC.
Okay. On the women's side, who are the Terps playing? I know they beat Alabama.
That is a good question. They are.
Because I do want to watch this next game because I keep missing them.
1 second. Let me look at their schedule.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Let's see. Did it change? That was yesterday. I know NC State fell to Indiana. That was an upset.
Okay.
Texas A&M losing to Arizona on the women's side was an upset. So I didn't see that coming. And does Maryland plays Texas tonight at 9 o'clock on ESPN.
All right. Yeah, I got to watch that.
Yeah. So the big games today, Georgia Tech face number 1 overall seed, I think, South Carolina.
Okay.
Missouri State plays Stanford. Oregon plays Louisville. And Texas is playing Maryland.
Okay. All right.
So
that's good, man. Well, I'm glad you enjoying the tournament.
It's fun. And like I said, well, if Florida State loses tonight, I'm still going to watch it because I really feel like Florida State should have at least been in the Final Four last year. And that's still just tough for me to swallow. But either way, the tournament's still a tournament. I still enjoy it. It, and I can't wait.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. And speaking of the Big Ten.
Well, hold on. Oh, okay. I was going to say I had a question for you.
Oh, good. Go to your question first.
And is the Big Ten underrated?
Under or over? Well, and which is funny. So, this goes along with my question to you.
Yeah.
How many national championships has the Big Ten won in NCAA men's basketball since 1988? And I'm not talking about, and I'm talking about Maryland one because they're in ACC.
That's fine.
So
how many?
Yes.
No, you won Michigan State.
All right. So 2, because Michigan won in 89.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And so the Michigan State, they won 21 years ago.
Yep. The team clean.
The last Big Ten. Now, have they gone to championship games since then? Yes. So it's not like they've been and just fallen off the map. But supposedly this is like the Big Ten's year or something I was hearing. Michigan's still there. Ohio State's gone. A lot of bigger teams are gone. Michigan's, like I said, if they lose tonight, then that'll be it. But I didn't know. I was kind of shocked that the Big Ten, which is such a huge basketball conference with Michigan States, the Indianas, have won championship in 21 years. I'm shocked. I was like, if you told me Tom Izzo hasn't won a championship in 21 years and he's been there, I mean, again, he's taken teams to the Final Four. And I think Final Fours count for coaches. Like, I think Final Fours are almost like finals.
Yeah.
People, so you go to the Final Four, it's on your resume. You won now, but you went to the Final Four. That's all we care about. So he's been to those, but 21 years, dude. You're talking about the Flintstones were the last team that won something.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked by it.
So, yeah, in my, that question was a little bit tongue in cheek. Obviously, the Big Ten was overrated. You're talking about, you're breaking it down for last 21 years in championships. This year, they were so overrated, dude. All I kept hearing this year, the Big Ten is the best conference in college basketball. Now, granted, all I watched and actually, I didn't even really watch Big Ten that much.
Nope.
But I will say this, from a Maryland perspective, I was like, wow, Maryland's not really that great of a team, and they're beating some of these teams. Like they beat, I think they beat Illinois, they beat I can't even remember, but they beat the top tier teams in the Big Ten. And my perspective was this: if Maryland can beat these teams, how good is this conference really? Whereas the national narrative was Maryland's definitely going to the tournament because they beat these strong teams.
Yeah,
I never once believed that. The Big Ten's overrated. This conference to me is not a great conference. I'm still an ACC guy. Let me change that.
You can watch it. I think ACC is more palatable for you to watch.
Yes,
this is the issue I have. And this whole year, I was just hearing about this Garza dude from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw him play, first of all, it's just the word Iowa is just boring. So it's just in their football program, everything is boring when it comes out. I'm like, this is the guy we're talking about? Like, I just, like, they were going to retire his number and all this. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Him?
Yeah.
And he had a good season, but I was like, this is the dude that's going to lose in the tournament early. That's my first thought when I saw this team play. I'm like, that's your best player. Not saying he's bad, but that's a dude who may get a bench job in the NBA. To me, I could be wrong, but he's just like a different Tyler Hansborough. That's the way I look at him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just good in college. Like, he's good in college, but what is he going to turn into?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a different Tyler Hansborough.
Yeah. But dude, I'm totally with you on this whole Big Ten overrated, dude. I'm sorry.
I was in shock that they've won 2 titles since '89. So I really, really thought it would have been more than
that. Yeah, exactly. So
right, off the Big Ten.
All right. On to baseball, Hurt.
Yeah.
MLB, Hurt. In 4 days is opening day, and this is what I want to know. Are you excited for opening day, Hurt?
I am uber excited for opening day. I cannot wait for it. I think we're playing the Nationals.
Oh, okay.
Not 1,000% sure. I should know for certain, but for some reason there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Dude, let me see. Who do we play? Yes, we do. We start at Washington.
Is it at City?
No, it's at DC.
Okay.
Yeah. And just look at it. this. Just think about opening day. You wake up and it's DeGrom against Scherzer. That right there is exciting.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's awesome. You know, I mean, I know it's not John Means versus Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, I get it. I know that matchup is way more important than DeGrom and Scherzer.
You know what?
But and Matt Harvey made your team. I mean, come on, man. You got the Dark Knight down in Baltimore now.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. But dude, I can't wait for baseball. I don't know what it is. Again, it could be the Lindor effect, but I'm actually excited. You know what? Maybe it's I contributed to two people.
Okay.
My enthusiasm for baseball.
I think I know them, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, you'll name the second one. The first one is Francisco Lindor, of course.
Yes.
And that guy right behind you there, and then Sports Illustrated magazine. And name the second guy.
Is it Cohen?
No.
Your owner?
No, I like him. Don't get me wrong. He's way better. He's way better than the old horse. No, just not him. But I mean, it's a player.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
He plays on the West Coast.
Tatis?
No. I'm excited about him, but he actually plays on the Angels.
Mike Trout?
Shohei Ohtani. He's healthy. Mike Trout.
Don't go there. I was like, wait a minute.
I think Shohei Ohtani, I think, is going to hit leadoff. They want him to pitch. I hope he's healthy. I want to see him do both. I mean, he came out a couple of years ago. I remember how excited we were until he kind of got hurt.
Yeah, you've really been excited about this guy, man.
I love it. He was just because for him to pitch and hit.
Yeah,
and he's healthy this year, and he's going like 99, and he's had a good spring training. I'm excited. I'm excited every time.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm not trying
to tell you something, brother. This does sound like you're about to Hulk Hogan.
But no, here's the thing. I don't get excited about these guys because, and I'm not trying to be funny, but they seem like they always get hurt. I remember when the Yankees signed, I forget his name. I can't. The pitcher in New York, out of Japan. I forget his name. It'll come to me.
Matsui?
No, not Matsui. They signed to him a huge contract. And he's still pitching, but he's hurt all the time. So I was like, yeah. Okay. If Ohtani signed this huge contract from Japan, he's hurt all the time. So he's like a lot of these players that sign these huge contracts that you hear about that come over to play. It seems like they get hurt a lot, man.
He got hurt. And again, he was like kind of like almost a two-way player in a way. So that's the excitement it was for him. I think this is his third or fourth year now, but I think he's healthy. And I just want to see him play. And I can't. Again, he's probably, to me, the most exciting person on that team. At least I know who he is. But I actually want to see, and I'm going to follow what Mike Trout does this year. I really am.
Wait. Can you repeat that?
I said I'm going to actually follow and see what Mike Trout does this year.
Wow. Why?
Because I talk so much about him because I don't know who he is. So I actually want to keep track of what he does. And not trying to be funny or, facetious about it. But again, the point that you always make is when we were little, we used to watch This Week in Baseball religiously.
Absolutely. Every week.
We knew every Padre, every Angel, every Mariner, every, Astro, every Brewer. We knew every Tiger. We knew everybody. Even though those teams weren't good, we can name the Alan Trammels of the world and the Lou Whitakers. You know what I mean? Because we would just watch baseball. I haven't been like that in a long time. And I really want to try to get into that. So I am excited about Tatis. I'm excited about West Coast baseball, except for the Dodgers, of course, because I hope they lose and lose miserably. But everybody else, I just want to see baseball. I want to see baseball great again. To be on the front page, I want it. I want him to be great. I want baseball to be in the forefront where it should be. I really am excited about this.
Okay, so with that being the case, a couple more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Will the Dark Knight rise this year?
Listen, yeah. I mean, he listen. He was in one place that's fought crime. He's in another place that needs someone to fight crime. So I think Matt Harvey could, if it's not. And here's a place where you can pitch freely, not have a lot of pressure on you because not expected to do well, but just get your stuff back, get your confidence back. You made the roster, and just pitch the best that you can. So I really do wish the best for him.
Okay. And lastly, who are the World Series favorites this year?
Gravy, man, already?
Yeah, we got to do our predictions, before the season.
Well, I mean, got to be Dodgers. I mean, they only added more firepower. They still got Mookie, added Trevor Bauer. So it's got to be the Dodgers, and I would say probably got to be the Red Sox or Yankees.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's the Yankees, as much as I hate to say that.
But it's that way every year. So yeah. I'm not, we're not. But again, we didn't get that last year because the Yankees didn't make it, and we got Tampa Bay. Yeah,
that was going to be. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say I'm going to pick the Dodgers versus the Yankees, but don't sleep on Tampa, man.
Yeah. So, but I feel like the NL is up for grabs. I think San Diego. I think that's a rivalry, a budding rivalry between the two. I don't think they like each other. I'm glad because I don't like the Dodgers either. So I hope Manny has a good season. I hope they get into fights. I hope something distracts the Dodgers from when the Mets come in there and whoop them. That's all I care about. Okay. But the East is insane. The Nationals had just a horrible season. It could have been the bubble. Could have been remember, they were the defending freaking champions of the world. Right. So they're still going to be good. The Marlins made the playoffs last year. How'd that happen? So, it could be the Jeter effect or something. No, not Jeter. Jeter's on the other side, right? He's in Tampa. Is he in Tampa?
No, he's the Marlins. He's with the Marlins.
Okay. So, is he?
He's with the Marlins, yeah.
Okay. So he's with the Marlins, and then they hired the first female general manager. So they're still going to be good. The Mets are going to be good, of course. And you can't. And the Phillies were terrible, but I think they've signed some players back. I think they're just going to be as competitive. So the East is just going to be a toss-up. And the Braves won the division last 5 years, so you can't forget the Braves.
This may sound crazy. I know this is homerism, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think some baseball prognosticators, I forget which one, said the Orioles had a 0.0% chance of making the playoffs. All I'm going to say is this. Hear me out. If things were to break a certain way with the Orioles, they actually could be competitive and make the playoffs this year.
No, I wasn't going to laugh at you. I was laughing at the statistic. Because for me, I would have said, he's like, some prognosticators said that we had a 0.0 chance of making the playoffs. That's not true. We have a 0.01 chance of making the playoffs. So we still have a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Exactly. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm excited, man.
The Orioles, if all they have, first of all, they would have to stay healthy. All their young players would have to have breakout years, and their pitching would have to be intact. If things broke a certain way, they could be competitive and be a possible playoff team. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if things broke a certain way, don't be as crazy as it sounds. When I look at the makeup of this team, you're like, who are these guys? But actually, if things broke exactly perfect, they could be competitive. So we'll see.
Yeah, Boston, New York, and Tampa Bay fall into the ocean.
Right. See that? Yeah, that's the biggest problem is they're playing that division. One baseball question for you. One last baseball question for you. Came across this story, and I want to know: is this the logo of the week? The Carolina Disco Turkeys.
What?
Yes.
I love it. I mean, and then I really want to go get a Disco Turkeys t-shirt.
Yes.
So I'm all for like the Mud Hens and all type of minor league baseball names. I'm for the Disco Turkeys.
Dude, yeah, they were talking about that. They just released their their logo and everything.
Where do they play? Because it says Carolina, so is it north or south? Or
I think
are they rival to our Myrtle Beach team?
So
that may play a thing too. I mean,
yeah, the Myrtle Beach. Gosh, I forgot their nickname.
I have a hat too. You think I would remember?
Yeah, but dude, this logo is pretty banging, yo. I was like,
I love it.
I love turkeys, yo. I was like, that's awesome. So, yeah, man. All right. Now, man, woo. What we out?
Listen, my story started off, so that's my fault.
No, it's all good, man. This has been fun. But we finally got to our movie countdown. Actually, no.
The Pelicans, by the way, is Myrtle Beach. Go ahead.
It's the Pelicans?
Yep.
I was gonna say that. Dang on it. Well, first we gotta talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, first of all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my first question, well, first of all, is the show meeting your expectations?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next.
Actually, it's exceeding my expectations. I wasn't excited about this at all because these were two characters I didn't really care that much about.
Of course
that's totally changed. That's totally changed. Wait a minute, what?
I said, of course you weren't excited about it. That's not shocking to me at all. Don't lie.
I was excited about WandaVision, though.
Huh?
I was excited about WandaVision.
I think everybody was because just the previews they gave was so different than anything you've ever seen. So I think everybody was just like, and again, this was the first thing since Endgame. Yeah. So everyone, and with characters that you know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Wanda. Everybody knows Vision. So again, these are two characters who are also in Endgame, who are also in MCU, who are also Avengers, but two guys who were basically sidekicks to Cap.
Yeah.
So this is a whole different, buddy genre than we were getting. Yeah. And I love every second of it. Like, are we going to break? Are you have another question? Or are we going to actually break down?
I don't have anything to bring up, but my first question, I'm just going to ask you some questions.
Yep.
Cool. About this episode, are you on Team Walker?
I hate his guts.
Really?
He's whoever that dude is, the actor, the dialogue has done such a great job to make me hate him. I can't stand that dude.
It's weird. I want to hate him, but they built him up, and it kind of suckered me in.
I don't care what his accolades were. I don't care how many silver, purple hearts, silver stars, blue horseshoes, whatever Lucky Charm medals he got. I can't stand that jerk face. I can't. Like who are you to talk to Sam and Bucky that way? Who? Dude, they gave this to you. I'm not saying that you might not have earned it on your resume. Again, this is somebody's dad giving their son a job, okay? It's just not what I'm happy about. Then it's just like, hey, you come back me up. But like, who the hell do you? Dude, no.
Yeah, no. They were suckering me in until the end of the episode. He's like, well, y'all just better not get in my way. And I was like, excuse me? Who are you, dude?
I could tell us where it was going.
Yeah.
No, because that dude's just straight. No.
Yeah.
No.
But I'm really liking this. Besides the obvious thing that happened in this episode, but why I liked it. But I'm really liking it because A, they're fleshing out these characters, which, like I said, I didn't really care too much about. B, I love the villains. So we have the flag. What are they? The Flag Stompers or something like that? Flag Smashers or something like that.
Flag Smashers.
I love this. I love this villain. I love these villains, man. Like, so we have this whole crew of super soldiers out here that are like anti-government, that are.
But you got to think about, and the crazy thing is, and that's why I love the way Marvel does things.
Yes.
You may be against somebody, but they almost the reasons that they are bad are due to something that happened to them.
Right.
So it's not just, hey, I woke up and just want to conquer the world. It's not some, like Thanos. Thanos was, even though Thanos is crazy and he's like, you know what? I've seen everybody suffer. If half these mofos aren't here, everybody would be able to have a better life.
Right. And you're exactly right. Like when you have these villains that when you see their motivations for what they're doing and they make you think like, okay.
Yeah, or deeper than your
point.
Yep.
You may not agree with it.
Yeah, like these people were like, you know, before the blip, we were wherever we were. After the blip, everybody came together. They said it was like one world, one people.
Right.
And so I guess everybody, due to the loss to half the planet, basically, everybody kind of probably came together to survive. So I'm sure, because we ought to think about it, if the blip happened and the leaders of the world, some of them just disappeared, and everything's starting over again. What if the president's gone? What if this vice president or prime minister, the queen or a king, all these people are just done, gone? You're really starting over again. And you kind of have to do it together or it's going to be chaos everywhere. So then it's like, hey, let's go. Then all of a sudden, boom, everybody shows back up again. They get their old, and then in 5 years, people have earned the right to hey, you elected me president or whatever. And all of a sudden, President Mojo comes back. It's like, I want my old job back because I was gone. But, Spider-Man didn't get to move up a grade, right? He never finished school, so he's got to start back there.
Right.
You come back to it.
Yeah.
You come back to it. So that's the whole thing. That's
Yeah, but you're exactly right. And the cool thing about this show is, like I said, they're fleshing out the characters, right? But they've taken these Flag Smasher villains, which, like you said, you kind of understand where they're coming from in a sense. But then you take the one symbol of American unity, and now you don't even like him. So you're fighting this guy.
Yep.
Fighting Captain America. You know what I mean? The new Captain America.
You're not really fighting him, but yeah. You're kind of like,
you're not fighting him, but there's a battle.
On the same side right now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you have these dynamics which really make the show compelling. But then we have Bucky and we have Sam and Therapy together. That was hilarious.
That to me, it reminded me of like when you and I get into an argument. Like that would be us.
Yeah.
Like just in there, I was like, so what is it about you? Like, I'd be like, Kevin. Because I'd probably be more of a Bucky than you would. You'd probably be more Sam than I am. But like, Kevin, what's your problem with Brian? And I just sit there, we was looking at him, we just start staring at each other. We're just like, are you guys having a staring contest? And then I would be like, well, Kevin, tell him what your problem is. And I was just like, why is it that you really hate Captain Marvel? And then we would just go on from there.
Oh gosh, there you go. But Hurt, let's talk about
so good. Go ahead.
Well, let's talk about the best thing about this episode, Hurt.
Hold on, wait. Well, you gotta see what Dan put on there.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. The little kid was like, "Oh, you're a Falcon. I'm just a Falcon." I was like, "Does your dad call me that because I'm black?" Yeah. So, what are you, black kid? He's like, "What are you, White Panther?" He's like, "White Wolf." White Wolf. Yeah. That was so good. Yeah, they changed the title to that. That would be. It's such a good episode. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Where are we going next?
But the best thing about this episode is that half the episode took place in B-More, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if they actually filmed here or not.
Yeah,
but I like the fact that they visited, a super soldier Isaiah.
Yeah,
living on west side of Baltimore somewhere.
North and Green Mountain.
Upper Green Mountain. Oh, they'd be on the east side. So you look east side in a row down there. He was sitting there chilling, having a chicken box, minding his own business. Drinking a half and half with Bucky knocked on the door.
Yeah.
But the thing I think but the thing I like about this show is just the realism.
Yeah.
Falcon being stopped by the police.
Yeah. Bucky getting arrested by Baltimore City Police.
Yeah, right, exactly. Bucky being arrested because his parole. Basically. And him going peacefully. Obviously, he could easily busted the cuffs and rolled the hell out.
Exactly.
You know, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad different. But you know, like, do you know who he is? Oh, that's Falcon. You know what I mean? It's you know, just little things to remind us this is real.
Yeah.
You know, even I still go back to the fact that they were like, you haven't had a job for 5 years. It's like I wasn't here.
Right.
You know, like, how you guys get paid? You know, that you couldn't get a loan. It makes me realize because everybody just thinks superheroes or everybody's Tony Stark.
Right.
You know, everybody's Bruce Wayne. Everybody's everybody's the alien or something. Or they came from the mascara, or everybody's Wonder Woman. Not everybody has a boatload of money. Not everybody came from Mars.
Right.
You know, people are from here or born here. And that's why I can't wait for when the mutants eventually show up, probably in like 10 years when I'm old and actually gray in my beard besides this one hair I have. When they finally show the mutants and have the mutants have real life issues. But I'm glad they're showing it. There's real life issues. Not everybody's rich and has money and going through stuff. And you will be stopped by the police. You're not going to get along with everybody. You're not going to agree. So I love that. I love that it's kind of gritty that way.
Yeah.
And he had to go to therapy, and they're in the therapy together, and they're both going through so much.
Yeah.
So I really do enjoy this show.
Yeah, man.
I knew I had a feeling because I mean, again, they have not let me down.
Yeah.
So I'm not going into anything thinking anything.
Except one.
Here we go.
One time.
Yes, right. Iron Man 3 was terrible.
I actually like Iron Man 3.
You would. I hated that movie.
I like it. But
yeah, you probably like Thor Dark World too.
No, I haven't seen Thor Dark World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm sure that'll be ahead of Captain Marvel when you do see it.
Oh man, we're gonna break this. We have to. Maybe we should just have a podcast about why that movie. No, we don't have time for that right now. All right.
No, we got a whole bunch of movies going on.
Yeah,
we will do 1 through 22 of the Marvel one day.
Okay.
Oh yeah, thank you, Dan.
What?
The big three: aliens, androids, wizards.
How great was that?
Yes.
How great?
Wait, what did they add? Did I miss that they added mutants in there?
No, I didn't hear them say mutants.
Yeah, I don't think they said mutants in this, did they?
Or maybe they did.
It was funny when he said aliens, androids, and wizards. Like that's not a thing.
Dude.
And it was like, yeah, it is. He's like, well, what about Doctor Strange? He's like, he's a sorcerer. He's like, but that's just a wizard without a hat. Yeah. He's like Gandalf. I was like, what? I was like, what do you know about the Hobbit? Oh, I read it when it first came out in 1939.
You know, dude, it's stuff like that, man.
They're so good at that, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I mentioned it. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, thanks.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, mutants aren't going to come around in MCU for a while because there's no way of really introducing them properly. Honestly, in this current state, unless they do a whole alternate world. Because you can't just have, because where were they before? So it'll be hard for them to just have a new crop of mutants, honestly, in this current MCU that we're having. So I believe they'll be in another stage, probably stage 3 or something. But they're not going to be in this current crop, unfortunately for me.
Okay.
It is what it is. But yes, let's move on.
All right, so just real quick. We're gonna list out movies, next 4 movies that are on the list, and then I have a topic that I haven't even told you about.
Yes.
That we haven't had time the last 2 weeks. We're going way over this week, but
that's okay because the show's good, people.
Yes, and I think
and thanks to Dan.
And Dan, I think you'll like this next topic too, Dan. So stick around. All right, man. We're on number 72 of our countdown of our top movies. This next movie is on your list. I've never seen it. I heard it's great. You tell me about it, Herb, because we're talking about True Grit.
So when I was younger, I hated Westerns. And as you know, I already have Wyatt Earp on here. And I have
Tombstone.
So obviously there's now True Grit was a remake of a movie with John Wayne in it. And not being the biggest John Wayne fan. But this movie was so good. It was a remake. Everybody in it was good. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's such a good movie. Everybody, Matt Damon's part is good.
Who's the young girl in it? And did she win an Academy Award for her?
I think so. She was nominated. She was awesome.
Was that Haley? I forget her.
I forgot her name, but she did a great job. The whole movie was really well done, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Okay.
So, True Grit, go see it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not into westerns, but I think that's one I would actually watch.
I think you would like it.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with what's his name, Jeff Bridges playing Rooster Cogburn. He did a great job with that.
Okay. Number 71. This is my movie. This is a movie that if I ever see, this is one of the ones if I see it on TV, I gotta stop and watch it. Selena, man, I love this movie. This is the biopic of Selena Quintanilla. When I first saw this movie, I didn't know anything about her. She was a huge star, Mexican American singer, and she was a huge star. She was about to blow up. She was crossing over
on her way, man.
Yeah, and she died. I think she was only like 24 when she died, man. The president of her fan club, man, killed her, man. It was just tragic. But this is one of those biopics, man. I just love to watch. I knew, like I said, I knew nothing about her when I first watched it. But it's just a good movie, man.
It is.
And this put Jennifer Lopez on the map because she was already known. But this was like a huge breakout role for her.
It showed her range too.
Yeah. But it's just a really good movie and one of my favorites to watch whenever it comes on.
And I enjoy it. I enjoy the movie as well. I just can't watch it because I know how tragic it is.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Well done movie.
Yeah. Next, number 70. This is also on my list. One of my favorites, man. This movie is so good for so many different reasons. Number 70.
I'm shocked it wasn't on mine, but I probably forgot about it.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire. This movie is so good. This movie, oh man, so good. Tom Cruise plays a sports agent, who leaves just on he has like an epiphany or whatever you want to call it. Who leaves his big time sports agency, Michelle Zellweger, I can't even say her name, just on a whim, just goes with him. He starts his own agency. He's losing.
They gotta take the fish. Remember, the fish went with him.
Yeah, the fish went with him. He's losing all his clients. His rival client, agent, played by Jay Moore, is taking all his clients, but there's one who stays with him.
Yeah,
my man Cuba Gooding Jr.
Rod Tidwell, man, show me the money, man. And it's a good movie. This movie has so many good one-liners that people remember. You completely. Yeah. And Regina King was in this one too, right?
Regina King was Rod Tidwell's wife. The cast was great. The story was great. And this is the cool thing about this movie is that it's a sports movie and it's like it's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie that guys watch it and feel a certain way about it, but women can watch it too and feel for different reasons feel a certain way about it. It's like good on so many levels, man.
Yeah.
It's
because you have so many strong actors in the movie. Regina King, Renee Zellweger, Tom Cruise, like you said, Cuba Gooding Jr. It was just a good movie. Yeah. It was just a good movie. You know, it really from beginning to end, you know, show me the money. You know, all the little quotes, help me, help you.
Yeah.
There's so many good quotes.
And of course, we had Rod Tidwell on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Pulling his best Frank Drebin impression.
Yeah, well, they beat the Cowboys, so I'm sorry.
They weren't playing the Cowboys that night. Oh man,
that's it. That's all I care about.
That movie was great, man. And
the Cowboys lose.
And Jr., I believe he won Best Supporting Actor for his role.
Yeah, he did.
Rod Tidwell. Yeah. All right, and last for this week on the list, this is on your list, Hurt. Number 69, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship, the first of the trilogy.
First of the trilogy. It was to me better than The Two Towers. And again, these are all in the order that I wrote them in. I have no idea where I just was trying to remember movies, and I still forgot like 90 movies. The first one. This was the start of the 3-hour journeys for each of the movies that we had to make. This is so intriguing. I love this movie. Every time, again, as my wife could say, every time it comes on, I have to watch it. At just the beginning, so we know who Frodo is, who Samwise Gamgee is, who Gandalf the Grey is, just, you know, who these, you know, ring wraiths are chasing, you know, who this ranger is, who's these elves, and just so much to this movie. It's so good. And what is this ring all about? You know, and what is this quest that we're going to wait 3 movies to go through and see. And it's, again, it was well played. The Hobbits did a great job. Everybody did a great job. And I really did enjoy this movie. And this one of those tragic movies that Sean Bean had, who was a major star. He died at the end. Same thing happened in Game of Thrones. When he was cast as the lead as that, he didn't make it through the first season. Hell, he didn't make it through the first 5-6 episodes.
Man,
and that was when this is why everybody got into Game of Thrones. He was like, Ned Stark, what?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what sold me. I mean, that's what pulled me in on Game of Thrones. So, yeah. All right, cool, man.
Yeah, and it had a good cliffhanger, which, of course, all of them kind of went into, to a good cliffhanger. But yeah, it was. I love. Again, if it was, I think it was. Oh no, the Hobbit was on. The Hobbit movies were on the other night, and I was like, I'm okay. Like the first Hobbit, I'm not a dwarf guy. Don't get me wrong, I love Gimli, but his relatives are a little bit pain in the neck. Go ahead. All right, let's move on. What do you have for me that I don't know what you have?
All right. So first of all, we got some great news this week. We got some great news.
Okay.
You know me. This is one of my favorite shows on network TV. A show I considered applying to, but ultimately did not. But I still might apply one of these days. Survivor. My man Jeff Probst announced this week that Survivor is back in production. Cast and crew are back.
Back, folks.
Yes. Cast and crew are back in Fiji. So we will be getting Survivor season 41 in the fall.
Oh.
So I am pumped about that. Of course, when we left Survivor last year, we would watch Tony win Survivor season 40, Winners at War. So I came across an article. And the article was match up these new school Survivor winners with their MCU counterparts. And I have them here, and I want to get your opinion on these, Hurt.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so first, we have Adam Klein. And he's matched up. He's compared to Spider-Man.
Now, they just going by looks? Because, yes.
Well, looks, not necessarily looks, but just
personality?
Yeah.
See, I'm not the best Survivor person. Like, what season did he win? 39 or something?
He won Millennials versus Gen X.
Oh, okay.
He was in Winners at War.
Okay. I thought I saw him like twice.
Yeah, he was the one in Winners at War that tried to pull he thought the Immunity Idol was in the podium, and he went up to pull it.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. But
no, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'll give him that one.
All I care about is Cochran on any of these, because
well, you'll see, Hurt.
All right.
All right, next. This one I don't agree with at all, and I don't know how they came up with this one, but they have Sophie, who was also on Winners at War, compared her to Shuri.
Next.
I don't know if I'm buying that one.
Maybe because they're both shorts. I don't know.
And maybe because they're both smart, very smart, but
yeah, very intelligent. But
this one I thought was spot on. I don't know if you'll know this guy.
Probably.
But this guy played on a season that you liked a lot because one of your favorite players was on there. Oh, wait up, was she? Yeah. Hold on. This is Fabio. Wait up, wrong one. There we go. To compare Fabio to Thor, and I thought that was a.
Isn't that the dude that talks like he was a surfer or something?
Yeah. He had no idea what was going on.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Thor knows what's going on, but yeah, like kind of, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. All right, next, I really don't know how they got this comparison, but this is Denise, who made it pretty far on Winners at War, but he compared her to Hawkeye, which I don't get that one.
Maybe because they're both very in the background, but somehow there's like she won and he's a superhero. Like if all the people on the team of the Avengers, Hawkeye is the least of them.
You know what, that is really, I didn't think of it, but when you put it that way, because that's exactly what Denise was. She was in the background. She came up from the bottom and won. And she
Started from the bottom. Now she won. So there you go.
I don't know if you'll like this comparison, Hurt, but we'll see.
Oh hell no.
Nick?
Oh hell no! The
Star Lord? Yeah, I don't.
Star Lord? Are you stupid? Who did this?
I
No, no,
I don't know how Nick and Star Lord are similar.
no. That's dumb. That's don't ever diss Star Lord like that. Just Peter. Oh, that you know what? That upset me.
Okay. All right. Well, here you go. This one you may like. Also, she's also Winners at War, and this is Kim Spradlin and Captain Marvel.
See, I didn't really know who she was until the one they had recently with Rob.
Okay.
And I didn't know how good she was.
Okay, so I think this is an appropriate comparison only because Kim is arguably one of the most dominant. She had one of the most dominant seasons ever in Survivor. She dominated her season. Dominant, like
yeah. And I don't remember that season.
Yeah, I don't think you watched that season, but it was it. I mean, from a challenge standpoint, she dominated. From her social game, she dominated. So I think this is a good comparison because Captain Marvel is so powerful, and I think that's why they made that.
Well, that's what I got from her from that last season she was on. I didn't.
You know what? you know what, Dan?
I mean, Dan, he did just start off on an island, right? I mean,
oh my gosh. Oh, so wait a minute. So you mean to tell me an origin story? We should get a backstory for an origin story movie?
And the next thing you should put is like she started off on an island. How do we know who she is? We had flashbacks of her life.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? 3 bags of Chips Ahoy for you, my friend.
All right. This is one of my favorite Survivor players. Michelle Fitzgerald has turned out to be one of my favorite players.
Yeah, she was good on the last one. I didn't know who she was either. I think they were all on the last with the older players, right?
Yeah. So Michelle, she won her first season. Brains versus Beauties versus Bronze 2. She won that one, and she made it to the final 3 in Winners at War. She has never been voted out in Survivor the 2 times she's played. Comparing her to the Wasp, I love Kate.
and she's always gonna be Kate.
Yeah, I mean maybe
Lily will always be Kate, no matter.
Yeah. Evangeline Lilly will always be Kate. I don't know. I guess this is a good comparison. I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know Wasp's personality.
Yeah,
I remember her being an Avenger and everything, but I guess I would say that would work. That works.
I love this comparison right here. This is spot on.
Oh, now you want to talk about, and I hope he comments on this. Someone Dan does not like, not Gamora. Let me tell you, he does not like. Is she a twin, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What's her name?
Natalie Anderson. Her twin is Nadia. They won the Amazing Race. Natalie won.
Yep.
Won her season of a Survivor. But she is a beast, and
she's physically is ridiculous.
Yes,
her endurance, all those things. Because she was like the first one on the island, right? That
she was the first boot.
But and she stayed over there, and she still was going. I mean, she still went strong.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's Gamora, and then that's exactly. So that one is a perfect comparison.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Nadia / Natalie. What?
Dang. You don't like the twin siblings at all.
Good Lord. All right. This one, I'm curious what you think about this one. I don't know how I think about this one.
They were like assassins.
Okay, I give you that.
All right.
Got 2 more for you.
All right.
See what you think about this one. Wendell and the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes.
I felt like I remember Wendell. I think I remember the season he won. I feel like this past season, I don't think he played as strong. The one they was just in.
Yeah.
He's like and maybe that could be Bucky. Maybe Bucky because he was brainwashed. Wendell got brainwashed because he the way he was playing seemed like he was brainwashed.
Yeah, they did not put Wendell in a good light this past season.
No, they did. And maybe that's Bucky. Maybe, when Bucky goes off, when they say freight train, locomotive, those 11 words that get him to go around killing people. Maybe they got Wendell out of his game. So
yeah. And last but not least,
it's better be Cochran.
The GOAT, Tony. And they compared him to Drax. I totally disagree. They should have put Thanos right here because I still don't know how the heck Tony won Winners at War. He should be Thanos for his performance in Winners at War.
Drag him in because Drax is this is not a good comparison. I feel like he would be more Nick Fury. Then because Nick Fury is the master of he'll just pop up out of nowhere. That's that dude. He will be a tree. He'll be in the sand. Okay, he said or even Tony Stark. I think to me that dude's Nick Fury. He kind of controls everything from his perch up in wherever Nick Fury controls things from. I feel like Tony is Nick Fury.
Okay. I think he's Thanos because for him to take out all those, he took out all those winners, man. He took out 19 other winners. So
yeah, he did, and he won.
And he had no business. When we did this podcast, I said there are 4 people who had no shot, 0.0% chance of winning. Sandra, because she's won twice.
Yeah.
Rob, because he's Rob. Amber, because he's married to Rob. And Tony, because he's a huge biggest threat, and he won.
And Tony won.
Yep.
And Rob got out Sandra. Sandra's mad at Rob, so that's all I care about. But the more people that are mad at Rob, I'm good with.
Oh man, well that was fun, man. I think this is our longest podcast.
That was good. Yes, but I'm going to come up with a comparison for Cochran because how dare they not use him? That was great. This is probably our longest episode so far. But thank you everybody for tuning in. This was fun. Of course, you can always download us on Google or on iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you'll find NYDMD Podcast. And of course, on our social medias, we have Facebook, IG, and the Twitter for NYDMD Podcast. Of course, we're here on StreamYard. We're also on YouTube. You can subscribe, leave your comments, tell us about the show. Tell us who you think Cochran should be in the MCU because Cochran needs to be on here. He's one of my favorite people. So, but thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Next week is Easter, I believe.
Yeah.
But in between time, everybody stay safe, and we're out. See you next week.
Peace, y'all.